Hi guys, are you ready to read about Jack and Annie? When we last left them, they were inside of a submarine underneath the water. Let's see how it's going for them. Oh no, not right away, said Annie. It's so beautiful down here. We have to get back to the reef, said Jack. His eyes were still glued to the computer screen. What if the owners find the submarine is gone? Look out the window, said Annie, just for one teeny second. Jack sighed. He pushed his glasses into place and looked up. Oh man, he said. Outside the glass was a strange world of bright moving colors. It looked like another planet. The mini sub was moving past red, yellow, and blue coral, past little coral mountains, valleys, and caves, past fish of every color and size. Can't we stay a little while? The answer to Morgan's riddle must be here, said Annie. Jack nodded slowly. She might be right, he thought. Besides, when would they ever get to visit a place like this again? Chapter 4, Fish City. There were fish everywhere, floating over the swaying seagrass, eating on the white sandy bottom, peeping out of the coral caves. Some kinds of coral looked like blue fingers or lacy fans. Other looked like deer antlers or lettuce leaves or mushrooms or trees. So coral is all of like this stuff that's growing in the bottom of the ocean. Jack read in the book. Coral reefs are only found in warm tropical waters. Nearly 5,000 different species of fish live around coral reefs in the Indian and Pacific Oceans. Jack pulled out his pencil and his notebook. He started to write a list. Coral reef research. Warm water. Over 5,000 kinds of fish. Look, said Annie. The sub floated past a huge starfish, then a pink jellyfish, then a blue seahorse. Jack added to his list. Starfish, jellyfish, seahorses. So look, Jack is making his list there. What is that? Said Annie. Jack saw a creature that looked like a giant pancake with a long tail. A stingray, said Jack. He put that on his list as well. And that, said Annie. She pointed at the biggest shell Jack had ever seen. It was as big as a footstool. I'll have to check on that one, said Jack. He turned the pages of the ocean book. When he got to the page about clams, he read, The giant clam of the coral reef is 3 feet wide and can weigh up to 200 pounds. Wow, said Annie. No kidding, said Jack. He wrote giant clam on his list. Dolphins, cried Annie. Jack looked up. 2 dolphins were peering at the window. They tapped their noses against the glass. Their eyes were bright. They seemed to be smiling. Jack laughed. It's like we're the fish in the tank and they're looking in at us, he said. Their names are Suki and Sam, said Annie. They're sister and brother. You're nuts, said Jack. Here's a kiss for you, Suki, said Annie, and she pressed her lips to the glass as if she were kissing the dolphin's nose. Oh, brother, said Jack. But the dolphin opened her mouth and tossed her head. It looked like she was laughing. Hey, I know the answer to the riddle. Dolphins, said Annie. They're gray and plain, but they have great beauty inside. Remember Morgan said they have 4 riddles they have to solve the answers to? You forgot the rough as a rock part, said Jack. Dolphin skin looks smooth and slippery. Oh, right, said Annie. Should we look back and see what the riddle was that they're trying to solve? Let's see. Rough and gray as rock, plain as plain can be, but hidden deep inside, there's great beauty in me. What am I? I don't think it's a dolphin. All right, said Annie. The dolphins flipped their tails. They swam off into the light blue water. Wait, don't go, called Annie. Suki! But the dolphins were gone. It's time for us to go too, said Jack. He was afraid that someone might be looking for the mini-sub. But we haven't solved the riddle yet, said Annie. Jack studied the bright underwater world. I don't see the answer, he said. There's nothing plain at all out there. Then maybe the answer's inside the mini-sub, said Annie. They looked around the tiny space. I'll check the computer, said Jack. He studied the row of pictures at the top of the screen in the sub. He pressed the book picture. The words ship log flashed onto the screen. Chapter 5 is called 2 Eyes. I guess we'll have to see next time what happens to Jack and Annie. What do you think? Do you know the answer to the riddle yet? We'll find out. Thanks for reading with me.